Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Raised on the Radio. I am one half of the show. I am Colt Brocado, my good friend Patrick Blair in Zoom land on a brand new computer. That must be lovely. That screen on that thing's pretty massive, right?
No, it's not too bad. I
Not too
I
bad?
went for the smaller screen.
Oh, okay.
I don't need a TV
'Cause
to
it's
be my
cheaper?
computer. No. But yeah, it's
Gotcha.
it was long overdue. I'm fucking loving it. So happy Super Bowl
I
Sunday.
bet. For sure, man. Are you
And I'm
excited?
in a different
or do you
room
not care?
again because my basement, where my office is, my major air quotes here, my man cave is. I think man caves are lame, but where my man cave is, it's just one big dirt hole right now with a cracked sewage pipe. So here I am.
Yikes.
Yeah. So another room because I moved. The new computer came, and of course I don't have an office to put it in, so I had to put it in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to rearrange the bedroom to make this work. So behind me is the most boring wall you're ever going to see, except for that logo behind me. That's pretty cool.
I like how you did that. Is that on a TV?
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
So anyway, it smells good in here. It smells like Island Margarita. Got my favorite candle going. I'm in a good mood. So happy Super Bowl Sunday again. Anyway.
Absolutely. Are you excited about Super Bowl Sunday, or does it not really matter?
I'm always excited.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a giant football fan, and I fucking love watching Tom Brady lose, even though it doesn't happen often.
Is this is this your prediction already?
We gonna jump on predictions right now?
I mean, should we not?
Chiefs 28-23.
I like that. I definitely like that.
That's my prediction.
Okay.
So,
you don't think the whole Tampa Bay hosting it's going to change anything?
How many people are going to be there?
I don't know. That's a good question. I was thinking the same thing.
It's going to be packed, dude.
You think?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to be thousands of people less than it normally is for a Super Bowl.
Well, you got to understand, Florida doesn't know COVID exists. The fucking Wild West. They're like, fuck it. So the fact that the Super Bowl is in Florida, I think it's going to be packed. What did you watch? You said that they don't give any fucks about COVID recently. You just brought up something. What was that? Because I didn't check on it.
Remember. Was it in a club or something?
No. Bare knuckle fighting. You said there were tons of people in attendance.
Yeah. Because Paige Van Zant was on that card.
Yeah.
And Chris Lieben, which are both former UFC fighters.
I can't get into it, man.
One making their debut being Paige Van Zant, and she lost by a decision. And then Chris Lieben as his retirement fight, which I guess he's been doing this for a while. I haven't heard the name Chris Lieben in God knows how long.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I watched one of his fights, like a replay. Well, 2 minutes of it, because like I said, I just can't get into it. But yeah. They gave no fucks about COVID there too, huh?
They did not.
People are ready to move on. They're ready to move on.
They really are. And I feel like now that these vaccinations are going out in strides, I feel like things are going to get back to normal faster than everybody expects them to. Or people are going to force things to get back to normal.
Yeah, just follow Florida's lead. He'll be just fine.
That's always the best route.
Never a good thing. But if you want to get over a pandemic, you follow Florida's lead. That's funny, man. Well, the good news is this, because Florida hasn't given a fuck pretty much the entire time. Florida's not going to get canceled if the Super Bowl. I should say this: Florida's not going to get canceled if the Super Bowl is packed with people. Can't cancel Florida.
That's true. You can't.
You know who you can cancel? Marilyn Manson. Homeboy's got issues, huh? Allegedly.
Like, did anybody not expect this?
What does that mean?
I mean, these are different issues, but I mean, like his background and what I'm talking about is like his persona that he puts off. People would think he has issues. Wouldn't you think?
Dumb people would think that, yeah. You're saying because
Okay.
of his stage character, he's going to have these
Yes.
same sort of issues in real life?
Yes. And I'm not saying he couldn't be a church going, perfect citizen, but I'm just saying that the persona he puts on, the music videos that he does, the character that he plays as Marilyn Manson it puts people off.
Yeah, dumb people.
Well, dumb people or people that don't listen to the music or people that don't follow music or care to follow that type of music.
Well, let me just put it this way. If he really is this person in real life and he goes to church, he's absolutely a psychotic person. Let me just say that. That would be the worst thing about him. Anyway,
that's true. So
I don't want to offend the God fearing people out there, the church going people.
Is it just his what was the woman's name that he used to be with?
Evan Rachel Wood.
Is it just her that's coming out saying this stuff, or there multiple
other people?
Okay.
So I sent you a link, but one of the things was this girl from a band I've never heard of the band. So she said that she met him backstage at a festival, and he had a GoPro on him, and he tried to film up her skirt. And she said something to like a tour manager or something, and I go, okay, now I'm not saying it didn't happen, but if it really did happen, that's a crime. He should have went to jail that day.
For sure. Right. Yeah.
Also, where was the GoPro? Like where did he have it? Was it on like his shoe? And he was like doing the old whoop, sliding the foot underneath the leg. Like, what was he doing?
Right.
I don't know. But then she went on. And the reason that I'm just like, again, I'm not saying it didn't happen. If it did happen, he should have gone to jail. But in her tweet about it, she then got on her soapbox about how women aren't treated equally in music and all this shit. And I was just like, oh God. Another thing the world doesn't need is the mistreated woman in rock music. I
don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to talking about this stuff. So I'm not really going to give an opinion. I just tying those things together but just seems like a way to talk about not being mistreated in music.
Yes. Has nothing to do with the people who could have actually been abused by Marilyn Manson. It has to do with her woke views on the music industry and women in society today. It's just so self-serving. Why don't you just say, hey, he's an asshole. I met him. Wasn't nice to me. He tried to fucking film up my skirt. Done. Right? But instead, here comes this diatribe about how, and that's fine, but do that separately. It has nothing to do with Marilyn Manson and his alleged victims,
Right. Mm-hmm.
You may be a victim. Why didn't you tell someone else who would have called the cops? Because that's a crime. I've seen Law and Order SVU. I know you can't do that shit.
But doesn't that, and we don't have to go down this route, but doesn't that kind of come into play with like the whole Bill Cosby thing? Like all these women that come out like years and years later about stuff because somebody else decided to step forward and say things like it in the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yes, it is. But I read some comments on her and people were like, well, she didn't say anything because she was like worried about her career at the time. Marilyn Manson, albeit huge artist, legendary artist, right? I don't think he has the power to blackball her from anything in the music industry. You know what I mean? Maybe he does.
Not that he has the power to blackball, but as you said, a legendary artist who would have some pull if he wanted to. Just saying that, hey, you shouldn't work with this person, that doesn't mean they're going to be blackballed, but it does mean that, hey, Marilyn Manson said that you shouldn't work with this person. We might think about not working with this person.
Yeah. Well, if everyone is as dumb as you think they are and they think he's this person in real life, then why would they think that? Why would they think anything of it?
Right. I get it.
They would just chalk it up to, it's just Marilyn being Marilyn. He's a silly goose. By the way, his real name is Brian Warner.
Which is
weird. I don't know why it's funny to me. It just is. It's a normal name.
Does he seem like a Brian to you?
No, maybe that's why it's funny. Well, but he looks more like a Jerry
Jerry.
Yeah, he looks and feels more like a Jerry,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
a Phil.
Oh, I could see Phil, I think.
Yeah, Phil or Jerry, not Brian. Brian's just too generic. Sorry to all the Brians out there, but I have a generic name too. I have two first names.
He could be a Thomas.
Yeah, I
I
don't
could
know
see a
about that.
Thomas.
Thomas feels a little bit too proper, and he's not a Tommy. He definitely doesn't look like a
No,
Tommy.
for sure. No.
And Thomas is too proper. So yeah, what did I say? Jerry, Phil, maybe a Bruce. Ooh, he looks like a Bruce. Total Bruce. Total Bruce. Yeah, but in that story too, and I'm trying not to sound offensive here, but in that story, the Evan Rachel Wood accused him of being insanely racist, anti-Semitic, and kind of threw the the N-word dagger around a lot. And if you didn't laugh at him or sort of like go along with it, he would abuse you more. I always thought he was Jewish. I could have swore I saw in an interview at some point, sometime, somewhere, he said that he was Jewish. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that part up. But
I mean, because she was saying also that like he would draw swastikas on her bedstand and all this other stuff, like pretty crazy.
Yeah. But
so
how much of that is well, look, okay. How much of that is an intimate moment where we're in an intimate situation? I did something to get a reaction out of you, not thinking you would ever share that with anyone, because again, it was just trying to get a reaction out of you. Again, I'm not saying that's right. I would really hope that my wife would smack me if I started drawing swastikas on our walls.
What
but
are
I'm just
you
saying?
What are you saying right now?
If
You're
he's
saying that, how is that
if he's really this guy, that's what I'm saying.
Setting, you're going to draw swastikas.
If he's really this guy you say he is, yes, I could see that would be something that sort of strikes him as like, I'm being shocking, so let me go ahead and do this, given her Jewish heritage and all that good stuff. Again, I'm not saying it's right. It's not cute in any way. I'm not saying that. And again, if I started drawing swastikas on our walls, I would expect my wife to kick me in the dick. What I'm saying is, if he really is this guy, is it really that shocking? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid to give me your opinion on this. Don't be scared. I can tell in your face you're going to shy away from this, and I don't want you to.
Listen, I'm sure behind closed doors, there's a lot of freaky stuff that goes on with a lot of people that
that's
people
my
don't
point
know about. And I understand what you're saying. This just seems different.
Maybe that's his idea of pillow talk.
Maybe it is.
Maybe he is just a silly goose.
Maybe.
You're so afraid to talk about it.
I don't have any. No, it's not that I'm afraid to talk about it. It's that I don't really have an opinion on that. Like if I've never even thought about it the way that you're putting it.
I mean, that's not even necessarily my opinion. I'm just throwing out scenarios.
Trying to paint.
I'm not defending him. Yeah. I'm not defending him. But at the beginning, I said he's canceled, and that's why I brought this up. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
If I listen to Marilyn Manson's music still, let's say all of these allegations are true, which we'll probably never find out, because half the time nothing ever comes out. But let's hypothetically say that they are true, and I still listen to Marilyn Manson's music. Do you think less of me, or do I have to cancel him too?
I think there's a difference there when you don't have the proof in the first place.
That's perfect. So I still listen to Michael Jackson, and I don't feel bad about it.
Okay.
Motherfucker's got some hits. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got some hits. They touch my soul. But people think he touched little boys. So should I not listen to him? But it's never been proven. And he's gone now, so it never will.
Right.
Most likely.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I'm a hypocrite. Let me tell you why. Okay. I still listen to Mike.
But before you do that, I'm going to tie this back to what I just said a while ago, tying it to Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
So now that we have proof and he is in prison, if you watch the Cosby Show, do people think less of you? Because you watch the Cosby Show, or you watch his old stand-up, or anything like that.
Some people would, yes, but I don't think they should, because you're not invested in him as a person. You're invested in his art.
What he's doing, yes, right.
You know?
Yeah.
But here's why I'm a hypocrite. So I still listen to Michael Jackson, but I won't listen to Lost Prophets. Do you know that story?
I do know this story.
And that sucks because their second album is really good.
I don't think I ever listened to a full album of theirs, but they're big ones like Rooftops and
before that.
Was Last Train Home before that?
It's the album with Last Train Home. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe Start Something. Anyway, really good record, and so was their first record. I don't listen to them anymore. That guy, but it goes back to what you said. That guy was guilty. It was proven. He was a legitimate scumbag. Still is.
So if right now somehow there was proof that Michael Jackson did what everybody said there was, would you stop listening to Michael Jackson? That look on your face just now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, so the same thing goes, like, for a while, I wouldn't listen to As I Lay Dying.
Okay, I don't know this story.
So Tim Lambesis, the singer or the vocalist of that band, hired a hitman to kill his wife.
Jesus.
And actually did go to jail for it. Served his time, has since been let out. That band has since started touring again, put out record. I think they put out at least one record since he's been out. So now I'm not gonna lie. When that news first broke, I was like, I can't listen to As I Lay Dying now. I would feel like a scumbag. But now they'll come up and shuffle when I'm at the gym. I'm like, yeah, I got to leave this on. This is a really good workout song, and I'll listen to it.
So now, let me figure out how you're playing this out. So, are you going to tell me that because he's done his time for what he did, that now it's okay to listen to his music again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, well, maybe. Well, look. No, it's not. That's not why. I mean, somewhat. But here's why. I don't think it's fair to the other dudes in those bands. You know? Now, if they knew and they went along with it, then fuck them too. But if they didn't know, it's not fair to crucify them as well. That doesn't mean you have to listen to the music, but, you know, it's pretty unfair to sort of cancel them as well, take away their ability to.
What about the Lost Prophets? What is he in prison?
I'm pretty sure he's in prison, yeah. And I don't think he's ever. I don't know how he's still alive. Is he still alive? I don't know.
I don't know. Something like that. You wouldn't think that he would be.
Well, I think prison in the UK is different than here. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. I get what you're saying, but
I'm guessing. I don't know.
So my question is same concept as I Lay Dying. If that lead singer gets out of prison tomorrow and they put a record out next week.
No. What he did was deplorable. Just gross. Just the worst.
So people who might not know, what exactly did he do?
He's a baby raper.
Okay.
A baby raper. And his ex-fiance or fiance helped him do it. Just
I didn't know that.
Terrible people. I might be getting that part wrong, but I'm pretty sure she knew about it and was helping him. But yeah, just terrible people. So fuck them. But the other dude, the dudes in his band, if they didn't know anything about it, then why is it fair to take them down with him? I don't know if we're actually doing that, but that's my point. You know,
I got you.
I don't know. It's just.
But then, do you look down upon those band members if he gets out of prison tomorrow and they put out a record next week? Do you look down upon the rest of that band for doing music with him again?
My immediate reaction or my immediate answer is yes. Yeah. But I'm sure some of them he's a changed person. He's, all that good stuff. All that.
So what about As I Lay Dying? Those guys might not have known that he put that hit out on his
well, that's what I'm saying.
Ex-wife or whatever, but they still are putting music out with him now.
Yeah.
So we had not talked about this. You're just like running around in circles.
And now that you mention it, when Monster went out to when Monster was looking for I'm a fucking idiot. When Monster was looking for producers for Cages, we actually went and demoed with Josh, the guitar player of As I Lay Dying.
Really?
So I've actually worked with one of those guys. So I'd be the biggest hypocrite on earth if I didn't listen to their music, but still worked with that guy. So I guess I have no say in this, do I? So
what you're saying is you're dug in, but no, it's important. Like this stuff is important to talk about though, like, because this is stuff that doesn't get talked about. Like people just keep their opinions to themselves because they're worried that whatever their opinion might be is going to be opposite of what somebody else might. And then now they think they're going to get looked down upon because that's their opinion on something.
Right.
Or when they can just listen to the music in private and not tell anybody about it.
Yeah, they're important conversations for sure. And I don't think we should be afraid to have them. And I don't think that, again, I don't think we should be crucified for talking about it. You know, it's, but that's what cancel culture's meant to do. It's meant to silence people, you know.
Well, you said that Marilyn Manson's canceled. What did you mean by that? Do you just mean that he's a part of this cancel culture now, or is he being dropped by?
He got dropped by everything. His label, his management dropped him. They've been together for like 25 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you heard the story? I probably even shouldn't bring it up. For one, because it's country music, and for two, because I don't know. I can't remember what the guy's name is. Morgan something maybe or something.
I saw that.
About this guy who got dropped by his label for getting caught saying the N-word.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, I shouldn't go too deep into it because I don't really know the story that well. I just know that the basics of it.
That's the headline that I saw. I didn't read about it, but that's the headline I saw. Yeah. I mean, look, if the label does not want to endorse racism, then you drop them. Simple as that. But also they can do that. I guess Marilyn Manson's, when I say he's being canceled and he's dropped by his label and his management, those are business decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily canceling him, but also his peers have sort of come out and thrown him under the bus. And to me, that's canceling someone. Like Wes Borland said something about it. Trent Reznor. So that's weird to me. But if you know it, but again, if you knew he was like this and you knew he committed a crime, why didn't you say something?
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. But I think it's just, you know, his behavior at times was problematic. So I'm just going to come out and say that without any real evidence of him actually doing anything wrong. Maybe morally it might be wrong, but criminally it might not be. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Maybe his idea of pillow talk is drawing swastikas on the table. Morally, you're an asshole. Criminally, you've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, but these days, morally is probably worse than criminally in a lot of people's eyes.
Well,
in this cancel culture that you're talking about.
Well, sure. I don't know. So anyway, I don't listen to Marilyn Manson enough to even defend this. Like when I said that, I really don't. I mean, he's got some songs so like, I don't know. Do I not listen to Beautiful People anymore because he supposedly has done these things? There's a lot to feel bad about. And that's why that's why it's a difficult conversation. There's a lot to feel bad about. You feel bad for his alleged victims. But then also me personally, I can't get behind you if you're racist. You know?
Right. Yeah. For sure.
That's a reason for me to stop listening to your music. Mm-hmm. You know, so if that's true, but I don't know it's true. So because I don't know it's true, am I a racist because I listen to his music? Many people in today's culture and society would say, yeah, you're a racist too if you listen to his music. Well, no, that's not, you know what I mean? Like it's a slippery slope, man.
It's a long grab though to say that because that person is racist, you listen to their music, now you're racist.
That happens.
I know that people can look at it that way. Yeah, I'm just saying that's not the way I look at it. But that's also not condoning racism by any means.
No. But you're letting people get away with racist behavior.
Yes.
And that's a no-no. Right?
Yeah. Sound like you're talking to your son right now, but yes, that's a no.
I'm talking to you.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, dude. That's I don't know. We'll see. Another. But I don't want people to be not surprised at this story because of his stage character. That I guess that's another thing that's annoying me. You know,
Yeah,
you have to separate the guy from the art or from the music. You have to, but people don't want to. You know, people still listen to fucking Gary Glitter.
But it's also because it's easier to tie him to the things he's doing by if they don't separate him from the character. Right?
Yeah, but it doesn't make it that to me is like a convenience thing. You have to be able to assume that there is a character, that he is a different person, and that you're not, like I said, you're not invested in the person, you're invested in the music.
But you're also, most people only know Brian Warner as Marilyn Manson. He's only in the media as Marilyn Manson. So it's not easy to separate him from the character.
Yeah, it is. You got to use your brain. You got to stop and think, right? You got to slow down, you know? Well, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Well, I just had a thought and now I forgot it. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, people still listen to Gary Glitter.
Why does that name sound familiar? What do I not know about this?
Gary Glitter was the dude who touched kids too, but he has the dun, 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 hey, dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's Gary Glitter. So you're gonna stop going to sporting events because they play that at pretty much all of them.
Should they stop playing that at sporting events?
Probably so, yeah. Maybe let's find a new anthem, a new pump up song, huh? There's plenty. Did Tag Team do anything wrong? I saw them in a commercial the other day. Play Whoop, there it is.
Is that the one where they're like scooping ice cream or whatever?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, funny. Maybe stop playing that. But people do. I'm just saying, but that's the thing. You're not, again, not invested in the person. You're invested in the song. I mean, if you found out Thomas Crapper was a rapist and a pedophile, would you start shitting in your backyard instead of a toilet?
That's a bad example.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because you're kind of doing like the worst possible thing you could do to anybody.
What do you mean?
You're shitting in a toilet. That's like,
what? What did I just miss?
Nothing.
What? You shit in the toilet, right? You don't shit in your backyard.
Correct.
Okay, so the guy that invented the toilet, which I don't know if his name is Thomas Crapper. I'm pretty sure I just made that up.
I figured you made that up.
Look that up. I'm pretty sure that's his name.
I don't think it would be Crapper.
Yeah, I swear to God it is. Don't believe everything that you read, people. So like, I don't have a point. I'm an idiot, like I said. This whole thing, this whole conversation is me being an idiot. I'm towing the line like you're not supposed to. Anyway, I don't know, man.
It's a debacle that I don't know can really be fixed.
Debacle?
Is it a debacle?
It's debacle.
Oh, okay.
Boggle is a board game.
I said debacle, and I do remember Boggle.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah. Well, is it a debacle though? That's the point. Because in 2021, it doesn't seem to be. It just seems you accuse and then the person's done. Brian Callen's still going, but have you heard a fucking peep from Crystalia? Where did he go?
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. No, I haven't.
Where did he go?
From him?
Did he move to fucking Antarctica? Like, how do we not? Where?
Does he have a podcast still?
No. And if he does, it's not on YouTube, so maybe that's why I don't know. I
just realized that I have not seen him in months
since he was accused. Haven't heard a
But then
fucking
again,
peep
but then
from
again,
him.
I mean, Brian Callen has slowed down too. I haven't really seen him much.
He has a new podcast that just started.
Oh, he does?
And he's still doing the thing with Sam Tripoli, I think.
Okay.
He hasn't been afraid to get out in front of this and like say, look, I'm innocent. You know,
So why did he step away from Fighter and the Kid?
I don't know. That was probably a good idea in general.
Yeah.
I really don't think those two liked each other. And it was a bad combination. That's just me. That's just an opinion. I don't know this to be fact.
I mean, they're two opposite sides of the spectrum, really.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like some you could look at it as they both bring a different dynamic to the show, but to me personally, I don't know, because Brian Callen is extremely smart. Like he's extremely knowledgeable and book smart about a lot of things. So he brought that kind of thing to the show.
That's why it didn't make sense, because he was doing a show with one of the dumbest people on earth. So maybe for a while that was funny to people, but
your hatred for Brendan Schaub is hilarious.
Hate him. I don't hate him. I really don't. I really don't. I hate on him. Mainly for his MMA stuff. The rest of his shit, like people bitch about the way he dresses, and I don't care how he dresses. I like sneakers too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wear skinny jeans too. I don't give a fuck about that. It's just being a hypocrite when it comes to MMA, and you know, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like his takes on MMA, and I don't like how he's treated COVID. I don't like how he's he's just basically, even though he had it and gave it to other people, just still thinks it's like, it's fine. No, it's not fine to some people. Like, you can't say that. You're a public figure. You have a ton of followers. You can't just say, it's fine. No, it's not fine.
And now he's doing a show with 3 other guys where they're elbow to elbow in a room.
Don't even get me started.
Which is kind of hypocritical on my side, because on our other show we do but it's just me and him, and we we Lysol everything and all that kind of stuff in the room.
Oh, you're talking about COVID. Oh, okay. I thought you just meant in general. Why the fuck are you sitting on each other's laps to do a podcast?
No, I mean, like,
who does that?
I mean, if we're doing like an interview or something.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, I think Brian Callen probably made the right choice there. But also, again, if I had to guess, he was probably forced to.
How would he be forced to?
Sponsors.
That was something that they started.
Sponsors say we're gone. What? Sponsors say we're gone. We're not going to be your sponsors anymore. And Brendan goes, hey, dude, you got to bounce.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant they were forced to do the show in the first place. But no, I see what you're saying. You mean they were kind of forced to separate.
Yeah.
I get it.
Again, this is all just opinion or theory.
But in my opinion, if that was the case, Brendan should have. If Fighter and Kid had enough of a following, then Brendan should have walked away and created something else. Which, I mean, I know he has the Food Truck Diaries.
He has 8 shows,
but he should have walked away. And if he really had that good of a following that was consistent, then they would have moved to whatever else he was going to do.
Yeah. Are we a podcast talking about another podcast?
Yeah, we would do that sometimes.
We're not a troll cast, though.
No, we're not. But we should.
We're not trolling. We're not trying to troll. As I said, I hate on Brendan, but I'm with you, dude. I'm kind of a fan. You know, got to be if I. What?
I don't know. We should just probably change the name of our show to like Hypocritical Hour or something like that.
I like it. I'm gonna get a hypocritical tattoo.
You should.
I'm gonna do that. Well, look,
That'd
dude.
Be awesome.
I'm okay with being a hypocrite because, you know, sometimes you say things and they just they fly out, right? You can't grab it. They're there. And then you think about it and you go, oh, shit. I didn't think before I said that. It's okay. It's part of life. The idea is knowing that you're a hypocrite, which I have fully embraced. I have fully embraced this role. I'm cool with it. So, whatever. Do you... Speaking of hypocrites, you sent me something and you brought up something this morning that I had no idea about.
I can't believe this bypassed you somehow.
I went down a fucking rabbit hole. It was riveting, So
You are welcome. You are welcome, sir. But
dude,
that interview that we're going to talk about it's intriguing.
yeah, I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Except
What?
except for the only thing I hated was the interview style.
Oh, it was terrible.
Because
What show was that?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but it was. I mean, it was basically trying to interrupt the guests the entire time.
Yeah, just let them speak.
Right.
Why? But see, I stopped before I said it. Never mind. Sometimes you're going to say something that you shouldn't. No. So you said to me this, you texted me and you go, I don't even remember. Did you say, what do you think about this beef between Ali and Nelly? Is that what you said to me?
Well, no, I said, have you heard about the St. Lunatics and Nelly beef?
Oh, yeah. To which I said, no, but I want to hear about it. Please.
Which I had no idea if that was, sarcasm or not, by the way.
No, I was not being sarcastic. I was 100%. I need to know about this. I gotta know. Okay. So here's what I loved about it. And we can kind of you can sum it up as Ali is saying that he wasn't paid properly for writing on country grammar, essentially, which is one of the big. By the way, I forgot that that record went diamond.
Dude, yeah.
How fucking crazy is that? I totally forgot about that. Dude, that is baller status.
Yeah, that record was crazy. I mean, think of all the hits that were on it, though.
That's what I'm saying. And with that said, you know what? Someone said this recently, and I don't remember who it was. Otherwise, I would throw them under the bus right now. People talk about how that era of rap music is their least favorite because it was so bubblegum and shit. Suck a dick. Those records were fucking great, dude. That's great music. Like how do you hear a song like Ride With Me and go, yeah, fuck that shit. Mm-hmm. What? Diamond. That's crazy. I totally forgot about that. So anyway, Ali is claiming that he didn't get paid properly for writing on that record, to which Nelly had a ton to say about it. I don't know. You look.
I mean, the biggest thing about the whole thing is that Ali says that he says he was hustled by Nelly, and that Nelly was basically hustling the whole group. When Nelly's side of the story is, dude, every step that I made to making that record was me saying, I'm doing this as a group. Him stating that, everybody had their opportunity to be a part of it. Everybody had an opportunity to do the interviews, to do the shows, to do this, that, and the other. And he was the only one there that did everything.
Right. And in the beginning, he wasn't. I guess in the beginning, they got offered a deal and he was left out of it. Like the group got offered a deal when Ali came in and he was left out of that deal. Mm-hmm. And they signed it without talking to him, I guess, is what he's claiming. Mm-hmm. But the part that, if it's true, which it's documentation, that's all you need to do is look up the document. It's documented. But if the part that's true, which I'm sure it is, otherwise he wouldn't have said it, because you can trace it. But he said when he got offered the record deal by Universal, they stated, if you sell 250,000 records, each and every single member of the St. Lunatics gets their own deal. They could put out their own.
I didn't see that.
You didn't watch that far in, apparently.
I guess not. Huh?
Yeah. So,
wow.
Record sells like it does. Everyone took the deal, but not everyone made a record.
Gotcha.
So whose fault is it?
Right.
I don't know. He claims that he was always looking out for those guys. Every deal made around Nelly, and I'm put air quotes on that. Every deal made around Nelly, the group was included. So, but like, he made a really good point. He goes, why is it my job to look after these grown men after 20 years?
True. Yeah.
If you didn't think you were getting paid properly, why didn't you say something in the beginning? It's because you were happy collecting a check.
Yeah.
Now the checks have run out.
But right? My thing is was Ali just on an interview and just happened to mention this and it blew up? Or why is Ali coming out now and saying this?
I don't know. I think he was on that show that from the clip with Nelly I was watching. I think he went on the show first and said all this. And then the radio show started talking with other people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Ali's right. We're going to verify that."
Okay.
And then I guess Nelly was like, "No. Let me.
I was just thinking in my head that if he was ever going to make that kind of a statement and he wanted it to really have impact, he should have done it at like Nelly's superstar status, like when he was at the peak of everything.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. That's why it's a little bit. Well, when they did that, and Nelly talked for like 50 minutes on the issue, and he said, this reunion show they just did, only one person didn't show up. He squashed the beef with everyone. Everyone squashed the beef, but Ali didn't show up. So what does that say? He's like, that show was not about us. It wasn't about the group even. It was about the people. It was about bringing people together in a time of total chaos, like with all the riots that were happening and COVID. And he was like, it was about the city. It was about St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about us. And he's like, that show could have turned into a tour. One person didn't show up. So what does that say? Again, I'm not choosing sides. I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, he said a bunch of stuff. But again, it wasn't all over the place. He didn't swallow his own tongue once.
Right.
Like, he didn't contradict. He didn't contradict himself. Like, he kind of stuck to the same story the entire time, which I thought, again, I was sort of waiting for him, like for him to, like, like when someone's telling you something and they kind of go, like they're thinking, like, what am I supposed to say here? He didn't do that.
He didn't backtrack any. Like, he didn't, like, he was going and going and going, and like at no point did he kind of stop and be like, oh, well, I shouldn't have said that or anything like that. It was like he's confident in everything that he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you got something?
Which now that could be, just the fact that he's done media and interviews for years and years.
Oh, look at you, dude. What an asshole.
I'm just trying to give the other side.
Speaking from the heart.
If it's possible. From the heart.
Play it. He was speaking from the heart. You'll see.
All right. Hey, give me 1 second. We'll play it.
Accusing that man of being phony. How dare you?
I am not accusing Nelly of being phony.
Sounded like it to me. Nelly, I don't ride with this fool.
All right, here we go.
Man, coming all up through this group, I didn't do songs like that. You know what I'm saying? I come in, I write my verse.
Why do you think they chose you?
I come in, write my verse. I'm a star.
He's a Scorpio. What you
That's
thought?
right.
Hit the shit over there.
I'm a star.
Ain't no bomb to drop. Nelly, that's gonna be. I'm a star. You see?
Listen, bro. Listen. All you have to do, I'm a positive person. I work my butt off. I will work my butt off. This man asked on the show, I saw a little bit of it. You said, yo, why your motor in the back and I'm driving this? Yo, my motor in the back because I've never missed a show. My motor's in the back because I've done every interview.
Okay.
My motor's in the back because meet and greet. I meet everybody.
I love how they're hyping him up too.
Yeah.
I
mean, you get the point. You get the point.
Choose when I can.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more to play there, where he actually gets into detail about the record contracts and then.
This was an hour and a half interview.
Yeah. That clip, I wanted people to hear him say that I'm a star, which again should be cringeworthy, but I don't know when Nelly says it, I fucking love it.
But is it? I mean, there's several bands over the years who have had one, the one breakout star that went on to do their own solo stuff. It's not like Nelly was the only one. You don't want to know the name I'm going to pick.
I fucking want to now.
I know you know what it's going to be though.
I don't think I do. Come on.
NSYNC and Justin Timberlake.
That was a given. It was a given. I've already talked about that. Right. Remember? But
okay.
When Nelly says I'm a star, there's truth to that because he was.
Yeah.
Who helped along the way? Who wrote what part of what song? Who did this? We will never know. It's behind the scenes. And it's just going to be he said, or he said, she said.
Something that was interesting to me, though, in that interview was he was talking about when he was living in the basement of another guy's place.
Yeah.
And he had a setup where it was just a radio from a car that was put down in a box, and he had to get connected to radio speakers and a tape deck. And he was just making beats off of that. That's pretty funny.
There's nothing more St. Louis than that.
For sure. Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything. Well, it's so funny too. And maybe that's why I just love that interview so much, is like, I just hear so many things St. Louis when he speaks, especially the way he speaks. It's very, very specific to our city, but just like some of the things he said, some of the things he mentioned, I was like, oh God, I forgot about that. I forgot about this.
Hey, before you go on though, because you're talking about St. Louis and the city and whatnot, something interesting I seen on Facebook yesterday is, you know how Brown and Crouppen always has an ad during the Super Bowl?
I didn't know that, but go on.
Well, anyways, actually, was it this year? Or I mean, last year, the year before? One of the years, they actually, Brown and Crouppen did an ad, and they were bashing Kroenke.
Oh,
But anyways,
anyways, over it.
Regardless, this year, their ad that they're putting on during the Super Bowl is like a montage with a bunch of different businesses in St. Louis. It's pretty cool. Like Steve's Hot Dogs and stuff like that's in it. It's pretty neat.
Really?
Yeah. But anyways, you were talking about St. Louis, and I thought and we talked about Super Bowl earlier. I thought I'd bring that up.
So wait a minute. Back up about something you said.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to have a commercial on this Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to talk about their business. They're only going to talk about local businesses.
Well, I'm sure it's an ad for Brown and Crouppen, but it's a montage of St. Louis businesses and stuff too.
What?
Yeah.
So are these businesses that have worked with Brown and Crouppen?
I don't know. I mean, why would Steve's Hot Dogs work with Brown and Crouppen?
Maybe somebody sued him. I don't fucking know. I fucking have no idea. Shout out to Steve's Hot Dogs. What the fuck were we talking about before you derailed the conversation with Brown and Crouppen?
Just Nelly, man.
Yeah. St. Louis. Oh, yeah. So you actually knew that they had a commercial on the Super Bowl every year? Is that a local or is that national?
I mean, I don't know.
Hold on a second. No, they don't.
You have me confused now.
Yes,
they do. Maybe not every year, but I know I'm like 99% sure a few years ago, the Brown and Crouppen had an ad on the Super Bowl where they were bashing Kroenke.
Oh, that's what you said that made me upset. Yeah, people need to move the fuck on. If you're still this was a couple years ago then? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're still bashing Kroenke now, I hate you're the worst. Stop. I still see people on Twitter every once in a while. Kroenke deserves that. Shut up. Move on with your life. Do something. God. So dumb. I don't remember. St. Louis. Yeah.
Recording on cassettes in a basement.
Oh yeah.
Nothing more St. Louis than that.
It was just so fun to listen to him talk because just the way he talks is so St. Louis. He mentioned a lot of things that were so St. Louis. I don't know. It's just to other people, they might go, why does he say her and body? It's not everyone talks like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. It's an interesting story. So if you really care about bubblegum hip hop, that's what I wanted to ask you. Name another band where the singer broke free of everyone else and was successful on their own. Fucking NSYNC.
I don't know off the top of my head. Do you not know anybody else? I figured you would.
So they had to be a group first, and then there had to be one person that was successful on their own after? Or
how was the idea different?
What?
How would that be any different? Would you have somebody that broke out on their own first and then formed a group?
Well, according to Nelly, they were always a group, and he was trying to get the group signed, the group success. It just so happened that he was the one that got the success first. So is it that situation, or is it a different situation where like we're in sync, we're a group? Oh, by the way, now we're grown up and no one believes this shit anymore. So I'm Justin Timberlake. I'm going to break off and be my own success. You looking for that or the first option? Let me ask you this.
I still think they're kind of the same thing.
You're an Eminem stan. So was it always supposed to be about D12 or was it always supposed to be about Eminem? Isn't that a good
that is a good comparison. Same concept, right? Like
I have no idea.
Eminem still to this day says that it was about D12 for the longest time. And then he's actually put out music since then that basically said that he had to stop carrying them on his back.
He said that?
Kind of. I mean, not in those exact words, but
okay.
I don't know. I'd have to find the track and let you listen to it.
So it was always supposed to be about D12.
Supposedly.
And then one day he decided to bleach his hair, adopt a resting bitch face 24/7, and he said, "I'm going to be a star."
Well, yeah, but have you heard the song "My Band" by D12?
Maybe. I'm sure at some point I have, yeah.
It's kind of like a comical version of explaining what's going on, and
Okay.
Eminem breaking out from D12, because the other guys in D12 are kind of like talking about how they're, Eminem's music sounds better than theirs, and Eminem's doing all the interviews and D12's not, and all this other kind of stuff. You have to listen to that track, and just for the fun of it, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
No, you won't.
I don't want to speak ill of D12. Rest in peace, Proof. Anyway, so was G Unit a group, and then 50 Cent became the star?
Sure. I don't know enough about G Unit and 50 Cent. Is that how it worked? Was G Unit first?
I don't know, but Nelly did say that he named a couple of different groups where they were a group. One person had success, and then the other guys went off and did their own thing and were able to be successful, and they didn't complain about the one guy. I don't know. It's a good example.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously none of them were as successful as 50 Cent, but
right. Which, have you heard anything from 50 Cent in a long time?
He's doing something. I don't know. I was
Were you ever a fan? No. Because he got into acting and stuff a lot too.
Yeah, he's actually been in some good movies. So maybe that's probably the path that he goes down now. Can you think of what's a situation in a rock band where, think about this, you had a band, they're successful, and then either the lead singer or guitarist broke off, did their own thing, and that also became successful? What's a good example?
Did Steven Tyler ever go off and do his own thing at all? Did he do solo stuff at all, or was it always Aerosmith?
How are we both thinking about Aerosmith at the same time?
I don't know.
Swear to God, I was going to say, didn't Joe Perry have like Joe Perry singles, like a solo project that I don't know. No, I have no idea. What about Slash? Slash's Snake Pit. Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee.
Now, Nikki Sixx would have been, but Nikki Sixx, what did he do? Was it solo, or did he go off and do another band?
I thought it was solo, wasn't it?
What about 6 a.m.?
That's his band.
But that's a band.
But it's named after the fucking guy. That's his thing.
But Nelly's not going off and doing another band or another group. Justin Timberlake's not going off and doing another group. They're doing themselves.
Well, those are. Hold on.
So you're
Nikki
just saying
Sixx can't play rock music.
It's just a name.
Nikki Sixx is going to be a one-man band on stage.
I get you.
God. I can't think of. Oh, what was really popping was Fieldy's Dreams.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dope.
Fieldy's Dreams.
Yeah, Fieldy from Korn. I'm pretty sure he had a solo project and it was called Fieldy's Dreams. I might be making that up. I don't think I am.
How could you have made that up?
I don't know. I'm not smart enough. Let me see.
You just made up so you're saying there's a possibility that you just made up a random name for a band?
Could be. Hold on. Fieldy's Dream. No, it's real. Fieldy's Dreams. Yeah. Musical group. Fieldy's Dreams is a rap project by Korn bass guitarist Reginald. Oh boy. Fieldy Arvizu. I never knew his real name. His first album, actually, you know what? I'm glad his name is Reginald. His first album, the gangster rap album Rock and Roll Gangster, was released on January 22nd, 2002. Most of the lyrics were written by Fieldy himself, with Polar Bear helping out with the rest. There you go. I wasn't making it up.
I got an old one for you, like old.
I'm sure it's going to piss me off.
Do
Go.
you remember the band The Monkees?
Hey, we're the monkeys.
And
Say we're
Davy
not
Jones.
monkeying
Didn't Davy?
around.
I think Davy Jones moved off and did his own thing.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Didn't they all?
I don't know. Did they?
I don't know. What about the Beach Boys? Didn't Brian Wilson do something solo? And oh, here's a good one. The Eagles. Every single member of that band had a different project that was successful. But that was the 70s.
Really?
Everyone was successful in the 70s.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
I might be making that up too, but I'm on a
Oh,
roll right
Jesus.
now with Fieldy's Dreams, so I'm going to say yes.
I like how you're like, oh, here's a good one, and then you don't even know for sure.
I don't know
that
for
it's
sure.
a thing.
I don't know for sure. What's the lead dude for the Eagles? The main guy.
So Don Henley,
He was successful as a solo artist, right?
was he? I don't know. I just know his name from the
dude.
Eagles.
You knew his
I'm
name, but you
sorry.
don't know he has a successful career.
Yeah.
We're dumb. It's almost like
Actually, a country artist is the lead singer for the Eagles right now.
What?
Just so if you wanted to know, Vince Gill. Do you know who Vince Gill is?
I know the name. Was he always in the band?
No. I don't know if Don Henley got sick or something to where he couldn't do it, and then Vince Gill jumped in. He's been doing it. He's been touring with them for a while.
Why?
Why? What?
Why?
Is he doing it, or why do I
Yeah.
know?
Why?
Why what?
All of the above.
What's the question?
I don't
Okay, so
know.
I'll tell you the reason why I know is because my mom is a huge Vince Gill fan.
Who is?
That's my mom.
Oh,
He's always been her favorite, and they actually went to Nashville to see the Eagles a couple of years ago with Vince Gill as the lead singer. That's the only reason I know all this.
I saw the Eagles at Busch Stadium. It was badass.
But that was cool. Are
Yeah.
you an Eagles fan?
No, I know nothing about them. That's
gotcha.
why. And I some people might say that's to be a musician and not know anything about the Eagles is probably sacrilegious, but I don't. I enjoyed them. It was fun.
Are there any other bands like that?
What do you mean?
Like, as far as if you don't, like, it's considered sacrilegious to not know about certain bands if you're a musician. Like, I mean, maybe it depends on genre, but like, if you're a metal band and you don't know anything about Pantera, I guess that would be sacrilegious. That the same kind of concept, you know what I mean?
So is this a band of any age? So for instance, you have a band of 18-year-olds and they're a metal band. Should they know about Pantera? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Yes, they
I don't
should.
know. That one kind of is different.
I disagree. Here's why.
Well,
So
okay, but here, let me give you mine first, though. Okay, so Pantera, I think, has a farther reach. So even if you're in that genre, so if you're an 18-year-old in a band, a metal band, you should know about Pantera. I just think that's a thing. But if you're a pop artist and you're 18 years old, I don't know.
You know about
who's
Michael
the,
Jackson? Yeah,
who's
100%.
the band? So would it be Michael Jackson? That would be your example?
Michael Jackson, Prince, fucking Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston.
And if you're 18 years old, you should 100% know about them.
And you're a pop artist?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Why wouldn't you not?
Okay, I'm just asking.
The reason that this is funny that you asked this is because I remember a couple of newer rappers publicly stating, yeah, I don't know who Biggie is. I don't know who Tupac is. Lil Yachty was the first one. And then I don't remember who the other one was. And I was like, why the fuck would you, why would you say that publicly? And why wouldn't you know who they are? If you're a rapper, and you don't know who Tupac is, where the fuck have you been living? I don't care how old you are. You don't know who Biggie is? Like, what?
Things are different. I get it, but is that an age thing? Like, are you saying that because of your age?
But I said that because that's like being alive today, regardless of age, and not ever hearing who the Rolling Stones were, or not knowing who Led Zeppelin is, or U2, or something. Like, what?
But yeah,
That's like saying I like baseball. I love playing. I want to be a Major League Baseball player, but who the fuck is Ken Griffey Jr.? Never heard of him. You know what I mean?
I get it, but what I'm saying is that, we're still 10, 20, 30 years past some of the artists and players and stuff that we're talking about. So the farther we get, the older we get, the more of a chance that that's going to happen, that these people don't know anything about or haven't even heard of some of these artists and things like that.
Do you remember when you and I were talking about Deftones and you said they were before your time? And I said in response to that, well, have you seen The Wizard of Oz? And you said, yes. And I said, well, that's way before your time, but you took the time to see that movie. So why is it different with music?
Okay, so let's talk about environment then. The people who are in your environment. No, I'm being honest. Like the farther in time that you get, the less you're going to see stuff in the media. Like now, you're not going to see Tupac and Biggie in the media very much anymore.
What?
Right? Because what I'm saying is, like, if you're 18 years old right now and your parents didn't listen to Biggie and your parents didn't listen to Tupac and stuff like that, and the people you're around only listen to the music that's going on today, the rappers that are rapping today and things like that, you might not have, you may have heard the name, but you don't know much about those people, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on the environment that you're around and that you grow up in.
How not curious is the youth of today that they hear somebody going on and on about Biggie and Tupac and they don't go, let me just go ahead and pick up my stupid phone. Let me pull up YouTube and look up Biggie and Tupac.
But depending on their environment, they may not know anything about Tupac or Biggie. They may never heard of them.
Let me just explain something to you. There is no rapper on earth, regardless of age, that lives in an environment where someone has not talked about Biggie or Tupac. It doesn't exist. That is a society that you've just created just now that will never exist. That doesn't happen.
Is it possible that 20 years down the road it could be?
No. Not a chance.
So who was before Tupac and Biggie?
What do you mean?
Or did they who
would it have been rapper wise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because like NWA was around the same time as Tupac and Biggie, right?
Are you serious, bro?
Dude, I guess.
No, you're not. You can't be. No, Tupac and Biggie were after NWA.
They were, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I think those are the two. Because hip hop still, if you think about how it's still a new genre in a lot of ways. It hasn't been around a long time. Yeah, it hasn't been around a long time.
Okay, so are you saying that like NWA started it? If NWA was around, it was before Tupac and Biggie, then who really started hip hop?
That as a young rapper you should know about?
Yes.
Oh. Well, okay. Fair enough. You should know about Run DMC. You should know about Big Daddy Kane. Okay. You should know about fucking Eric B and Rakim. You should know about EPMD.
Oh, dude, hey, hang on. This is a good conversation because you just mentioned Run DMC. So you remember how big of a thing it was when Run DMC and Aerosmith did the collaboration together?
I don't know what you're talking about. What'd they do? Go on, man.
I hate everything about you.
Do you remember that time? Go.
But you know how big it was that they did that collaboration together? It
was a little bit big, yes.
Okay, so I might be shifting gears, and if you want to go back to the conversation we were in, that's fine too. But I want to shift gears to something that me and you talked about off the air was this new Papa Roach single that they just put out. where they redid Last Resort.
Yeah.
With this Jarris Johnson guy who was a TikTok star, right?
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, so on one hand, I can see that this is cool because it's like a band who has been around for 20, 30 years and has a big name is also kind of using a star of today to collaborate into their music to also not that they weren't relevant before, but maybe even bring the old style of music into the new style and be put back into a younger generation's ears, if that makes any sense. Yeah. But on the other side, it's also like, but you're fucking with what Papa Roach was, right? Like you're changing things up. So I don't know. I'm fighting inside myself to know if I like this collaboration or not. I don't know. I kind of do, but I kind of don't.
Okay. I hate it. Let me just make that very clear right now. But here's the issue. I don't know what my opinion is that they were trying to reach a younger audience. That's why they did it. And I think this dude, this Jarris Johnson kid, is trying to prove that he's an authentic sort of rock artist by teaming up with someone like a band like Papa Roach.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, here, I'm going to play a small little clip of this just so anybody who is listening who haven't heard this song yet, I just want to play a little bit of the beginning. Here we go.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Don't give a fuck running through my head. All these years wishing I was dead.
Okay, that's enough. Because you hate it so much already, I can see. But I'll tell you what. Think about if you're in a band for as long as Papa Roach has been in a band, how nostalgic it would kind of be to be able to redo a music video that you did, 20 years ago? When did Last Resort come out, you think?
2000?
2000, so 21 years ago?
Maybe, no. It might have come out in 99.
Were you a fan of Papa Roach in the beginning?
Yes.
Well, still am a fan. Sorry. I didn't mean in the beginning, because in the beginning, Papa Roach was not what Papa Roach is now by any means. They were a lot more rap based in the very beginning.
Oh, stop it.
They were? Really not? Have you not heard like Potatoes for Christmas? Like early Papa Roach? For a new band, it was raw and more rap based, and yeah. But I always use Papa Roach as an example of a band that's has kept their style but changed their sound to stay with the times through the years.
I would agree with that. Infest came out in 2000.
Okay.
And the album that followed that, Love, Hate, Tragedy, is one of the most underrated records of the last, it came out in 2002. It's 20 years. It's such a good record.
What were the hits on?
They had one single that really reached. It was She Loves Me Not. And then people kind of forgot about that record. It's a fucking great record. Anyway.
So wait, She Loves Me Not, and then what else?
I don't know that it had another single.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. Maybe they tried.
Okay, so what was the album? I think, was it before Infest? The one that had like Walking Through Barbed Wire, and what was the other one?
I don't know anything before Infest. So.
Oh, really? Dude, check out that album.
So apparently, Time and Time Again was a single. I don't even remember that from Love, Hate, Tragedy. Are you talking about Old Friends from Young Years from 1997?
No, not 97.
The only thing I'm seeing, track listing: Orange, Drive, Palms, Liquid Diet, Gerber. I can't. P-Wagon, Shut Up and Die.
Okay, so maybe it was newer. What's the album after Infest?
Love, Hate, Tragedy.
The one after. Okay, what's after Love, Hate, Tragedy?
Getting Away with Murder.
Okay, what was on that one?
Fucker. Jesus Christ.
I'm just going to make you name all the songs on all the Papa Roach albums.
Take Me, Stop Looking, Start Seeing, Not Listening, Blood, Empty Promises, Blanket of Fear, Tyranny of Normality, Do or Die.
Okay, that's a phenomenal album, actually, too.
It is a good album. They're good, man. They're
No, dude, I'm
seriously
telling you,
good.
the album before Infest had Walking Through Barbed Wire.
I think you're making that up, man.
No, I'm not.
So you're 0 for 1 and I'm 2-0.
Nope,
You're making
not
that
happening.
up.
Nope, I'm not.
You're 100% making that up. So
Do you not know
what
do
made
you
you
not know
bring
that
this
song?
up?
Because you mentioned Run DMC, which automatically made me think about the collaboration with Aerosmith, and then it started making me think about collaborations. So then it's something
Jesus,
me and you
bro.
had talked about.
Good
Dude,
God.
my brain works this way. I connect. If you put me in a
Well,
room
don't say
by
you
myself,
connect dots because you didn't connect any dots. You just
Well,
took the conversation a completely different place.
not really. I mean, I'm talking about collaborations, and then it brought me to thinking about this because it's something me and you had talked about off air.
Yeah.
Man, if people knew the text thread that me and you have throughout the week, we would have to have like 4-hour podcasts every week.
Well, I'm
to
pretty
go
sure
through
all I
all
did
the
was say, I
information.
fucking hate this. I hate this. Why did you send this to me? And I do. I don't like it. I love Papa Roach. I love that song. I don't like that kid. He did nothing to the song but ruin it. So
You think so?
just an opinion. Sorry.
So it was a bad. So because you don't like it, it was a bad decision on Papa Roach's part, or was it
not
a
a bad
smart
decision at all. No, it was a good decision. Appeal to the TikTok kids. That's a good idea.
So if
whoa.
you were in Papa Roach's position, even if you hated it, you would still do it because it was a smart business decision.
Ooh, no, I didn't say that. So you're saying if I was in Papa Roach, would I have been on board with that?
Yes.
What does the collective want to do? If I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted. Let's fucking do it. We're a TikTok band now. Fine, whatever. That's the way I would treat it. But dude, they don't need to do that though.
I know, but do you think that it's possible that Jacoby didn't want to do this? Do you think he has the same mindset as you, maybe?
I seriously doubt it. It was probably his idea.
Or do you think that because they've changed with the times enough that this kind of works?
I don't know. I think it works. It's not the first.
Okay.
It's not like a groundbreaking thing.
I
It's
get
just
it.
because it's just not for me. That's the only objection I have to it is that I think it's a shit remix with a.
Okay.
I don't want to hear that kid sing Last Resort. I want to hear Papa Roach do it. But if you're 18 years old and you're in a butt rock band, you should know who the fuck Papa Roach is. Okay. Let's make one thing clear.
That's your example.
Yep. I don't know. How did we get here?
I don't know, but I wish as many times you said butt rock, I wish somebody would start a band called Butt Rock.
It probably exists, man.
And it should just be a cover band that just does butt rock songs.
That would be fun. I would join that band. 100%. Yeah, but I would go obscure with it, dude. I wouldn't do obvious shit. I would go obscure.
Like what? Give me
I
some
would
examples.
flex my butt rock muscles for sure. Huh?
Give me some examples.
Oleander, Default.
Oh, Default. That's a good one.
I would do some I would do some 7 channels. Let me think.
Oh, dude, I don't know who you're talking about.
God damn you.
Who has 7 channels?
How dare you? Good God.
See,
What do you do? What do you do?
Apparently, I'm not as well versed in butt rock as you thought I was.
Who else? I would do some crossfade.
Okay, there you go.
I would do some fucking
Cold? How about Cold?
Fuck yeah, I would do some Cold. But I would do old Cold. I wouldn't do that obvious shit. I wouldn't do Stupid Girl. God, there's a band. So you don't know who Oleander or 7 Channels are?
I've heard of Oleander, but 7 Channels I've never heard of.
7 Channel. Oh, I have it on my phone. I had bought the song. Here, hang on. I'll find
dude,
it.
Look at you. You supporting butt rock. I'm proud of
I
you.
got some butt rock on my phone, bro. Maybe I don't. Oh, there it is.
So
Here, I'm gonna try to skip to the chorus here. Actually, I'm gonna let it ride for a minute.
No idea.
We'll get to the chorus. Treating our listeners.
This is Oleander or 7 Channels?
What?
Is that Oleander or 7 Channels?
7 Channels, man.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to the chorus and then we'll cut it. Whisper singing.
I like it.
All right. Anyway, that's 7 Channels, man. I can't believe you don't know what that is.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you consider it butt rock or not. What about the band Revis? You a fan? Do you have any interaction with those guys? Because they were out of like Belleville, right?
Yeah, I've heard stories about them, but I never crossed paths.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
You ever listen?
Well, no. Who was in that band?
I couldn't give you names.
I know who they are, but yeah, no, I never.
Okay.
There's someone we know that talks about them quite a bit, but I don't want to say the wrong person.
I know 2 people that do.
Who?
That both of us are good friends with. One would be Wiley.
Okay, yeah, that's who I was thinking.
And the other would be Joel Colby.
Joel's friends with them, right?
I think so. Like
and they became a different band, though, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so back to butt rock here. Who else will we cover? Theory of a Dead Man for sure.
Okay. I met those guys, by the way. Not that matters.
I've been told that I look like the lead singer of both Theory of a Dead Man and the lead singer of 7 Channels.
I disagree.
So do I.
Okay.
So do I. Theory of a Dead Man guy. He's a white guy with a big nose and dark hair like me. Other than that, I don't think we look alike. God, man, I'm drawing blanks now on obscurity. I suck. Just gonna go through my music library. Who were some of your favorites? You don't know who Oleander is. You don't know who 7 Channels are.
Well, I mean, if you weren't going to be obscure, I figured you would have named like Puddle of Mud or like Ultimate Butt Rock, but you don't want to.
No. That's obvious. We can't go obvious here, man. Yeah, that's way too obvious.
I'm trying to.
What happens if I Google butt rock bands? I don't know if I've ever done that. Let's do it for fun.
You're not gonna get obscure, I'm sure.
I'll find obscure. Top 10 butt rock bands of all time by the Houston Press. Do you want to know who they are?
Yes.
Let's find out. See, something tells me that the Houston Press is going to have a different definition than I do of what butt rock is. Let's see. Theory of a Dead Man, number 10. 3 Days Grace, number 9. 3 Days Grace should be a lot higher on that list. Puddle of Mud, number 8. Chevelle, number 7. Chevelle's not a butt rock band.
I disagree with that too.
Anne Boleyn is not a butt rock band.
Nope.
Breaking Benjamin, number 5. 30 Seconds to Mars, not a butt rock band. They're number 4.
Nope.
Stone Sour, not a butt rock band. They're number 3. Seether is a butt rock band, number 2. And Shinedown is number 1.
I don't like that list. It's not very good.
That's a terrible list. Awful list. The definitive ranking of butt rock bands from worst to best. Ooh. You know, we didn't mention Trapped. Oh, this is the worst members of butt rock bands. And who do you think was first on the list?
Are they going to say Chris Brown of Trapped?
Chris Brown of Trapped.
That's hilarious.
Josh Todd of Buck Cherry, Brent Smith of Shinedown, Chad Kroeger of Nickelback, Aaron Lewis of Stained.
What are they saying worst? Like, what's their definition of worst? Why are they considered the worst?
I guess they're just dickheads. Ooh, Hinder.
Like,
I don't know. I'm not going to read into this too much. Daughtry, Scott Stapp. Okay. I just want a list of butt rock bands, internet. Can you not give me that? Top 100 butt rock songs on rateyourmusic.com. Are they shitting me? Number 1 is Satellite by POD. First of all, Oh, Without Ja, nothing off Satellite. First of all, POD is not a butt rock band. Second of all, I already hate
They're
this
close
list.
though, right?
No, they're not even remotely close. Don't do that.
You don't have a definitive definition for butt rock.
Yes, I do.
You just, what is it then? You just choose bands that you want
Whoever
to
I
be
say is a butt rock
definition of
band.
butt rock. Exactly.
Nickelback, How You Remind Me, Limp Bizkit, Rollin'. That's not a butt rock song. The Cranberries, Zombie. That is not a butt rock song.
Wow.
Disturbed, Down with the Sickness, System of a Down, Chop Suey. That's
Hang on,
not
wait,
a butt
hang on.
rock song.
Hang on. Can a song that a band puts out not be considered butt rock, but if another band does it, can it be considered butt rock?
Excuse me.
Okay, you said Zombie by Cranberries.
Oh,
not
is the
butt
Bad
rock.
Wolves version a butt
Okay,
rock
Bad
song?
Wolves, yes.
100% butt rock.
Interesting.
Yes.
But it's the same
1,000
song.
Foot Crutch. That's a good one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Forgot about them. Ooh, Drowning Pool. Forget about them. See, they weren't so much butt rock in the beginning, but they got more butt rocky in the middle.
Are they butt rocky, or is that not considered more metal?
It is butt metal. I'm glad you're
Butt
learning
metal?
these terms finally. Perfect Circle, Jude. That is not. Who thinks a perfect circle is butt rock? What asshole? Audio Slave is not butt rock. Neither is Mudvayne. Neither is Rammstein. Who made this list? I'm going to find out I'm going to write this person a letter. I'm just looking for anything obscure, and there's no obscurity on this list. It's just all obvious. Well, they're not obvious, but all obvious bands. Ooh, here's an interesting one. Is Rise Against a butt rock band?
I don't
Now,
know.
most
Because
people would
apparently
say,
I don't
no,
know
they're a
what
punk
I
band.
don't know what your definition of butt rock is apparently, so I'm not sure.
If it gets played on a radio station where the promos is like 98.7 The Edge, nothing but rock. If it gets played on that station, then it's butt rock. And Rise
You
Against.
probably heard Rise Against on there.
Oh,
then.
yeah. They got a ton of songs that get mixed in with those group of bands.
So are you saying they may not be considered butt rock, but they've kind of crossed the barrier to maybe like halfway be butt rock?
I'm officially pissed off.
Oh, who is it?
Guano Apes, which I'm sure you have no idea who that is, but it's one of
Jesus
my favorite
Christ.
bands from high school. They are not a butt rock band.
Guano Apes.
Guano Apes.
Okay, so
their
the first
song,
question
Open
I have
Your
is
Huh?
Guano a place?
Isn't guano, it's bat shit.
What?
Yeah. You don't know the story about guano? Guano is the accumulated excrement of seabirds and bats. As a manure, guano is a highly effective fertilizer.
Okay, anybody who has held on this long to the show has officially turned it off.
No, they're not. They're learned shit, man. It's the
They're
Guano
like
Apes.
bat shit.
No. The Guano Apes are a German band. They had a record called Proud Like a God come out in 1997. It's in my top 10 for sure. But they are not a butt rock band. Damn this list. Well, I can't think of any more obscure because I can't
Can you do me a favor? And I want to
No.
I want to put it on this show. I want you
Okay.
to give me
my top 10.
I want you to give me a top 10 most underrated albums.
Okay. I'll give it to
I
you
know
right
some,
now.
I know some of those do cross into butt rock. I have
What do you
heard
mean?
you say but some butt rock bands. What one off the top of my head is 3 Days Grace. I have heard you say
Oh yeah.
that one of their records is a very highly underrated record.
100%. I'm glad you said that. So you want my top 10 underrated records. Do they have to be butt rock?
I would like them to be pushing that direction.
You want
because
all
it's
butt
funnier.
rock?
It's funnier that way.
You want all butt rock. Let's make a top 10 right now. So the album Life Starts Now by 3 Days Grace.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and put that. We're just going to come up with 10.
Okay.
Life Starts Now. That's definitely in there. The album, what is that 7 Channels album called? It's an underrated record. And no one really knows what it is anyway. So, it's self-titled. So that one I would put in there.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I thought I could come up with this quicker. I can't. I'll come up with it. I pulled out a marker like I was going to write this shit down quickly. Yeah, man.
I've tried. tried to keep track in my brain of any time that I've heard you say
Underrated record.
they
I
have
probably
an
say it a lot.
they have an underrated record. And because a lot of times it surprises me when it's a band that you might shit on a lot, but then all of a sudden it's like they have a really underrated record. I'm like, what is going on?
Wait a minute.
cannot
I don't
follow
shit
you.
on any bands. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, really?
Who do I shit on?
Tell me you haven't shit on 3 Days Grace.
No.
Oh my God.
They have one of my top underrated records. What are you talking about?
Here we are back to the hypocritical side of Patrick.
The bitch came back. She didn't run away. God, I'm trying to think, man.
You singing Theory of a Dead Man right now?
Yeah, it's in my head. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Just think about it. We'll bring it to the table.
You got to understand when I say butt rock, it's not.
I know
insult.
it's you're not. Yeah, I get it.
It's not an insult. However, it is insulting to listen to some butt rock bands. Let me just throw this out there.
But apparently that depends on what you're listening to from that band, right?
Yeah, no, I was kidding anyway. Dude, listen, it's all music, dude. No such thing as bad music.
Right, because music matters, but lyrics don't.
100%.
We're gonna put that on a shirt, and you know that, right?
Lyrics don't matter, dude. They don't matter. I said somebody's name just now, and I forget who it was, and I had a story, but I fucking lost it. Damn, it's a funny one too.
You named 43 bands.
Yeah,
A specific name?
yeah, a guy, but I can't remember who it was. Damn. Dude, there was one more obscure butt rock band, and they're see, people would argue with me. I don't know if this is butt rock. It's probably more new metal. But do you know who Pressure 4-5 is?
No, I don't think.
Man, you really make me sad.
What time period is this from? Like what
We've
year?
already established that does not matter. Remember?
Well,
Shall I
it
keep
kinda
bringing up old things that
It
you've been
kind of
into?
does.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does matter.
Why?
Because when I started listening to rock music, would Pressure 45 be, or Pressure 45?
4-5.
Sorry.
Excuse you.
Sorry. I apologize.
There's a dash.
Would Pressure 45 be somebody that I should know?
Yeah. Here. It's a little more new metal-y.
To use a better piece of your mind, but you're inside out, and the whole world's there to see you. Does it make you want to think about the tragic things in this life? If you want to cry, it's hard to deny that it makes me want to die. For the madness that's in this world, if you want to die, it's over now. If you want to be
Dude, you got to educate yourself on these things.
I
man.
really do.
There are just too many cool things in life that you're missing out.
I know.
I can't let you do this anymore.
That's why I'm doing this podcast with you.
And the more that we talk through it, the more I keep thinking of these.
And see, I don't think you understand that that I use this podcast as a learning tool also.
Oh,
but the thing is I have to fight between what's just Patrick Blair's opinion.
What does that mean? I don't have opinions.
Okay. What are you oohing about?
So my cover band would have to play some non-point at some point.
There you go.
Again, started new metal, got a little butt rocky in the middle there.
What from non-point though? Give me some
all
tracks.
All early stuff. Endure. I guess we'll play What a Day. That's fine. And then the record that came out, the gold one, I don't remember what it's called. So we have to do something from that too.
So yeah, see, that's earlier than I got into non-point.
What?
I didn't get into non-point until like Bullet with a Name.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I know what the covers look like, but I don't think I've ever listened to them.
This shit's crazy, man.
I know, right?
I'm just gonna come up with a list. Yeah, I am gonna do that. I'm gonna go past 10. I'm gonna go 20, 25. And it's gonna be all shit that I think you haven't heard of.
Okay, that, but I also want you, whether we talk about it on the show or not, I want you to give me records I need to listen to.
Okay. Man, butt rock. It's inspiring stuff. We've been talking about it far too long.
We have been.
There was one more. Damn it, it pisses me off that I can't think of it. Anyway, what can you do, man?
Not much.
So you didn't give
Just
me,
did you talk shit? That's about it.
Yeah. Did you give me a prediction for the game today?
I'm really hesitant to give a prediction.
Why?
I know what direction I want it to go, but I also know
what's that?
I want KC to win.
Because
I'm a KC fan, and people might disagree with me, but it's kind of like a passing of the torch type of thing if Mahomes beats Brady in the Super Bowl, I think. As I said, most people might disagree or they might think that's a disgusting thing to say, but I think it kind of is, because here's why. If KC can win the Super Bowl today,
yeah,
that's Mahomes has 2 rings in his first 3 years in the NFL.
Okay.
And if he can stay healthy and the contract that he signed with KC, he has all the potential in the world to break an ungodly amount of records. And if everybody who solidifies Tom Brady as the GOAT as a quarterback in the NFL, Mahomes has all the potential in the world to become that new GOAT, I think. That's why I say passing of the torch.
Gotcha.
But that also, I'm also not thinking, okay, well, if Tom Brady loses today, he says, okay, I'm walking away. Mahomes is, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how I'm thinking about it.
You know, I would always argue against Tom Brady being the GOAT. I have other opinions as to who the greatest of all time is when it comes to quarterbacks.
So what you're saying is it doesn't mean Super Bowl rings?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But also, I felt like he was in a perfect situation. But if he wins today with that team, in his first year with that team, I might have to just shut the fuck up.
Because what do you mean the perfect situation? Like the coach and
the Patriots,
team
the whole thing. It was just perfect. It was just perfect. I'm sorry, it was. But Cam didn't do so well this year, so maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
So you're saying you might have to shut up if he wins the Super Bowl today with the Bucs, but he has to win today for you to shut up?
Yes.
Why does that matter?
Because he would have won another. He would have won another ring with a different team.
But he went to a team, and God, dude, you don't have any
the
idea
NFC
how much it's angry.
You
don't have any idea how much
this year.
You don't have any idea how much it angers me to kind of be defending Tom Brady right now, because I don't like Tom Brady.
It angers me too.
But I'm trying to do this just to play devil's advocate. I'm just saying he's one game away from the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So you're saying he needs to win one more game for you to possibly say that he's the GOAT.
Correct.
Interesting.
Getting there doesn't count.
Interesting.
Like I said, the NFC this year was garbage.
Right.
Garbage.
You know, I'm really interested to see what the NFL is going to look like next year.
Meaning what?
It may be the most different that I've seen it in all the years that I watched NFL mainly because of quarterback situations. Everybody's moving everywhere. They're talking. There's rumors that Andrew Luck's coming back. There's rumors that Carson Wentz is going to Indianapolis. You got Deshaun Watson wanting to leave Houston. Phillip Rivers retired.
Good.
We're uncertain about
old racist face.
We're uncertain about Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees.
Hope they retire.
You know, so it's just crazy.
I like it. I like it. Let's move on. New blood.
But this is how weird it feels to me. It feels weird that guys that it just seems like yesterday were our new guys in the league are now going to be like the new veterans, like
Who do you-
Russell
like-
Wilson and
Yeah.
Cam Newton and these guys. It doesn't seem like they've been in the league that long. But now, once your older guys like Tom Brady and Roethlisberger and Rodgers and Breeze and Rivers and all these guys retire, now you have like the new veterans, which are, these guys. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Russell Wilson is the new veteran. That's right.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, if all those guys retire,
Yeah.
but realistically, how many teams are in the NFL? There's
Third.
30 something, right?
Yeah. I want to say like 32.
So we'll go with that number. I'm pretty sure that's right. So there are 32 teams. How
Okay.
many elite quarterbacks are there, though? Two hands worth, probably, right?
I guess it depends on who you consider elite, really.
So, like, if you had to name them right now, obviously Brady, Mahomes,
Mhm.
Russell Wilson, Breeze, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Would you consider it Roethlisberger?
I guess we'll throw Fat Ben in there. So 6.
Josh
see?
Allen.
Who?
Josh Allen for Buffalo.
Is it? Are we calling him elite already?
I mean, you're calling Mahomes elite.
He won a Super Bowl, and he's going to another
Okay.
one. I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Let's just say, well, we'll throw Allen in there. That's fine. Like, as much as it pains me, I'm not going to put Baker Mayfield on the list. I want to. I hope he enters the list at some point. So I'm still at 7. Who are we missing?
Russell Wilson.
I said him.
Oh, you did already? Sorry.
Yep.
Shoot, I don't know.
Stafford's not elite to me at all. And he's been the talk of the fucking town.
Oh, that was another thing too. You got Stafford going to LA and
Goff.
Jared Goff going to Detroit. That's going to be interesting.
I don't think it is. Why is that?
You don't?
I don't think, but that's just me.
The biggest news is just Stafford leaving Detroit, which he should have done a
100%.
long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. Long time.
Yeah.
He wasted so many years there. That place is a black hole for football
Yep.
players. I don't know if I've said
Yep.
that before, but I wouldn't put either of those guys on the elite list. So we're still at 7. I'm just going through the league here. I'm trying to picture logos and just thinking, Dak, not elite yet. Fun,
No.
good, but not elite. I'm struggling. See,
Yeah, I don't even know if there's more than 7.
struggling. Who's so we got? I said Breeze.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, who? Like, man, I don't know. That might be it.
And believe me, if he weren't retired, I wouldn't put Philip Rivers on the list. That's it. Oh, well, no. You can't put Lamar Jackson on it yet. Good.
Oh,
MVP.
yeah.
But is he elite? People think he can't
well,
play in the
I mean,
playoffs.
I mean, if we're throwing Josh Allen in there, we probably have to throw Lamar Jackson in there too. Then
I'll be
pretty close.
I'll be generous and we'll throw him in there.
Baker Mayfield could be thrown in there if he has another couple good years.
So could Joe Burrow. We could have, well, at this point, 3 AFC North quarterbacks that are elite. Although Joe Burrow, that was a horrendous injury. We'll see how he comes back from that. So we got 8. I can't think of anyone else, man. I'm trying to. Deshaun Watson, good. Wouldn't call him elite. You know,
Nick Foles has a Super Bowl. Do you give him an elite status?
not even close. Because he can't keep a job now. So no, we're not doing that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, do you put Tannehill?
I was thinking that because I was thinking of Tennessee.
He's not elite though, right?
I mean, he hasn't even been.
He's been in the league way too long.
And this is the closest he's gotten to a Super Bowl was this year, right?
Yeah. I think that's it. So that my point was there are 32 teams. It's hard to come up with elite quarterbacks. So to see like the changing of the guard, it takes time. That's my point. It just takes time, you know? So, and that's what we're seeing, obviously. But we fucking gotta watch fucking Tom Brady in another fucking Super Bowl. Oh, what about Matt Ryan? Is Matt Ryan elite?
Ugh. No,
Nope. Went to the one
Uh-uh.
Super Bowl and we forgot about him.
pretty much.
That's a shame.
But
dude.
but I think we forgot about him for good reason because, and that's not to hate on Atlanta. It's just a matter of what has Atlanta done since that Super Bowl.
Get consistently worse.
And
with
how
a ton of
insane is
talent.
that? How insane is that a team goes to the Super Bowl and
Is up
then the next year
3 points. Or how many
well,
points
of
were they
course,
up?
that was
on?
insane.
Were they up?
Wasn't it
28-3?
I think, yeah, I think so.
28-3. That's crazy. That was one of those moments where I'm just sitting there watching and I'm going, I'm really watching this happen. Like, it was like, I'm really watching this happen. This is insane. Like, I didn't want to believe it was real. And I'm not a fan.
As much as it pains me again to say anything good about Tom Brady, is there probably no other quarterback in the league that could have done that.
Whoa.
Who could have? Who could have?
In the league right now or in history?
Or at that time?
As much as it pains me to say, I think Aaron Rodgers could.
You think?
Yeah. I can't stand him, but I think he could. I don't know, man. Yeah. Maybe just those two. But in history, there are guys that could have done that.
Another quarterback that I didn't mention would be Andy Dalton too. Not elite status, but somebody that's probably going to go somewhere else too.
Yeah.
He stated that the Dallas isn't going to be his ending spot. He just wanted to go somewhere. And he actually, as bad as the injury was for Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton did get, it was kind of in his favor that Prescott got hurt because he got to have some good playing time through the year.
Yeah.
Before deciding to go somewhere
else. I would
else.
not want to play there. It's another black hole.
I mean,
think of how long it's been since they've been to a Super Bowl. And this is the most lucrative franchise in sports.
There was a meme that I seen that had it was talking about Dallas and it was comparing them to Tom Brady, and it said how many years that Dallas has been in the NFC. It's like 20 something years, and then and how many times they've been to the NFC Championship game, and it was 0. And then Tom Brady's been in there 1 year, and he had already made it to the championship game. I thought it was kind of funny.
It's fucking crazy, man. God.
But then the other meme was the reason why Tom Brady went to the NFC was because he couldn't beat Mahomes to get to the Super Bowl. So now look where he's at. But
dude, the AFC is loaded with good teams. It's just that's a
what it literally drives me insane that a team that's like 7 and wins 7 games in a season can make it to the playoffs.
Well, guess what? You need to be in the NFC and you need to be in the East because it'll happen every year.
God, it's terrible. It sucks. But I mean, rightfully so. You don't see any of those teams, still playing now. So,
yeah. Who did Haskins sign with?
Crap. I don't remember.
Denver?
No.
Where do you get? Pittsburgh?
Yes.
He went to Pittsburgh?
I think so, yes.
It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's good for him. If he gets to play like a year, he should have played a year behind an established quarterback. And dude, these poor guys, man, they get thrown to the fucking wolves. Maybe he won't be good in the NFL, but I think he will be. I'm also defending a Buckeye, so makes sense.
I mean, think about your quarterbacks who are the elite or have been elite in the past. Most of them played a year or two underneath an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
It seems like, Aaron Rodgers did, Tom Brady did. They played under elite quarterbacks, and then you have guys like Joe Burrow, who comes in expected to be a starter and expected to be this star.
He was doing well too.
He was, yeah.
With a shitty offensive line that got him sacked a bunch.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's like I know how much power and how good it would have to feel to come out of college and be the starter on an NFL team. But
it's so difficult to do.
It's so beneficial. It seems like it's so beneficial for your career to play underneath somebody for a year or two before you can elite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Before you can.
I would want that just to buy myself some time before the fucking fan base turns on me. Even if you play behind someone for a bad team and you play for a bad team and you're playing behind an established quarterback, but it's a bad team, you're inheriting a piece of shit eventually anyway. So it's only a matter of time. But I would at least want that 1 year for people to go, all right, now it's your turn. Let's see what you got. Maybe that's more pressure than just coming right out of college and starting. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. If it were me, I would want that 1 year. You know, like if I got drafted by fucking, I'm just thinking of a team right now, like Washington. I'll be like, let Alex Smith start.
Yeah,
I'll sit. Let him do it.
Right.
You know,
right.
Or even like fuck man, why can't I remember his name?
Who?
Either way. Well, or if I got drafted by, I'm trying to think of like teams that aren't that good that have guys that have been there a while. Okay, here's a good one. If I got drafted by San Francisco, I'm allowed Jimmy G's the starter. I'm sitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess Jimmy G still people consider him to be they think he can reach that level, but I would be like, yeah, Jimmy G can start.
Where did Teddy Bridgewater start? Did he start in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Underneath Cousins?
Yes.
Or was Cousins there when he first started? He was.
I'm pretty sure.
Then he went to New Orleans.
I think Cousins was after him, dude. I don't know who was
was
there
he?
when he got there. Ooh, that's a good one. That's good trivia. Let's look it up.
Because then he went to New Orleans and got to play under Breeze for a little while.
Right.
Then he went to Carolina as their lead, and now that's kind of crazy too. Isn't Jameis Winston, who was in Tampa Bay, and then went to New Orleans, and he's the third guy now, isn't he? There's a guy ahead of him.
Start.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. Maybe that was just talk.
Because there was another guy, but I didn't recognize his name. But I'm pretty sure that he was hurt or something, and he couldn't play, and that's why Winston stepped in and did that trick play. In that final win that New Orleans had, or maybe it was the loss they had against Tampa Bay. I don't remember, but I'm trying to think of who the past quarterbacks were in Minnesota before Cousins.
Bridgewater got there in 2014, and they went to the playoffs in 2015. And Bridgewater didn't play in a playoff game, so it had to have been Cousins then, right? Or was it someone else?
Bridgewater's been in the league for 7 years now.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I mean, you got to think he sat out an entire year because of his injury.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
Hold on. I'm trying to get a list here. Starting quarterbacks by season. Ooh, remember Dante Culpepper?
Yeah, where was he at?
That was way before, though. That was 2000 to 2005. Anyway, Bridgewater, starting quarterback from week 4 of 2014 season until the end of 2015. He tore his ACL on August 30th, 2016, and was declared out for the rest. Oh, my God. You want to know who it was? That replaced Teddy Bridgewater?
Where?
In Minnesota. When Bridgewater got hurt.
Who?
Big bad Sam Bradford.
Oh, I totally forgot he went to Minnesota.
Forgotten son.
And he just kind of fizzled out, and nobody really paid attention that he was gone, right? But he had injuries too. He was injury prone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Okay, so Teddy Bridgewater. So before Teddy Bridgewater, it was Christian Ponder. I totally forgot that guy.
Yeah,
Let's say so. It's Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Castle, Christian Ponder. Bridgewater was the starter in 2015. Didn't know that.
I forgot about Castle too. Wasn't Castle in Seattle before Russell Wilson?
I think so. I think so. I don't know. So then it went Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, and Sean Hill. Case Keenum replaced Sam Bradford as the starter, and then Kirk Cousins came in 2018.
And then Keenum went to Denver.
Yeah.
Before Drew Lock took over.
Who was the quarterback for that play, the miracle play against the Saints? Was it Case Keenum? Yeah, it was Case Keenum. It wasn't Cousins.
What miracle play? What are you talking about?
The play where the Saints D-back bailed on the play and just let the guy run right by him for a touchdown to win the game?
I don't remember.
Anyway, a couple of fucking football almanacs over here. Jesus Christ. Why are we even talking about it? Anyway, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to be a good game. What did I say? 28-23? Yeah. Chiefs 28-23. I hope. God, I can't take another Tom Brady post-game speech.
I think, man, I don't know. I mean, Tampa Bay's going to have to shut down Hill and Kelsey.
Good luck. No one shuts them down. You can,
but then on top of that, Mahomes is a playmaker. So as
Right.
long without it, so that's the thing. I've never seen a player like Mahomes that can make the plays how he does. I mean, he'll run to one side of the field and throw a sidearm to the other side of the field for a play. It's just crazy.
I just don't think anyone's ever had the balls to try to make those plays.
Well, I think you have, but I think teams it lasts for like 1 year, and then teams kind of figure it out. Like defense figures it out.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to figure out with him necessarily. I think he's just a playmaker.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's a playmaker, but he has other playmakers on the field with him. That's the difference.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Without those guys, he doesn't make those passes. He doesn't make no-look passes and fucking. What did I say the last game we were watching at the same time? Obviously not together, but did he just cornhole the ball to the end zone to Travis Kelce? Did that really just happen?
Yeah, but you know what's funny is we were talking about that, but there's several plays. One's a fourth down play, sorry, where a guy just kicks out to the right every single time.
Yeah.
And then there's that play that you're talking about where he cornholes the ball in there. They do that play constantly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Over and over again, and teams can't stop it. Like they know it's coming. They know it's coming.
Ridiculous.
Tony Romo will sit there in the commentating booth and tell you exactly what's getting ready to happen. Like the coaches don't know what they're getting ready to do, and it just happens. Like there's
Tony Romo's really good at that, by the way.
Dude, he is. If there was, I wasn't a fan of Tony Romo as a quarterback, but
I love listening to him.
He's very good.
Yeah.
And but the question is he worth the money that he is paid to be a commentator?
Who cares? Who cares? Pay the fucking guy. It's dumb. It's a dumb conversation. Football.
Although I'll tell you what, one of the craziest games in my household, because my wife's a Cowboys fan. She's been a Cowboys fan since back in the day with Aikman and Emmitt Smith and all these guys, so she can't give it up. And I will admittedly say that I was a Peyton Manning fan, so I moved to Denver when Peyton went to Denver. But and I don't know when the game was, but whenever it was Denver versus Dallas and it was Romo versus Manning, but both of those players threw for like 500 yards in one game. It was the craziest back and forth I've seen. And if me and my wife have ever been into it in a game, it's that one. But I came out the victor, so thank you, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he's bailed you out many times,
and he also is going into the Hall of Fame this year. So I'm excited to see that today.
Yeah, that's a given.
It is.
No brainer.
I can't believe he's not coaching somewhere.
I think he should just keep making commercials.
You think?
Be Peyton Manning. Who would want to coach?
I know, but I could see him being a coach in for a college team. There was a lot of rumors going around when he retired that he was going to go and coach for Tennessee. But that's where he went to school, so I could see why. Yeah. And because he's he's from there.
I wouldn't coach Tennessee unless Alabama disbanded all sports, including and mainly their football team. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. No, not a chance. And they're not even in the same fucking division of the SEC. And I still wouldn't do it. Wait, are they? I don't think they are. No, I think Tennessee.
I'm terrible with divisions.
I think it's Tennessee and LSU, and then I think it's Florida and Alabama. Either way, I might be wrong about that, but I don't know. I despise SEC football. I'm a Big Ten fan, so that makes sense. Well, dude.
I think we bored people to death.
Our football knowledge,
which you have a lot more than I do, but I just go along with it.
So top 20 underrated records for butt rock.
Mhm.
That's what I'm going to give you. I have to have that prepared before the next show. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm excited for the list, and I think we should do a push on social media to try to get other people's opinions.
Okay. We have plenty of friends that will chime in, I'm sure.
I know. I want to see what we get. So let's do that. Let's get some listener participation. If anybody has lasted this long in this episode, we're almost at 2 hours. If anybody has lasted this long, please, before next week, give us underrated butt rock.
Straight for you.